Hi guys, my name is Cha and I would like to present the introduction part for this project. Education still remains a right that available to millions of children in the world. Around 72 millions of children at primary school age are unable to access school, and still 759 million of people don't realize that education is important to improve their quality of life. So therefore, education is emphasized in Sustainable Development Goal in number 4. So what is Sustainable Development Goals for number 4 is the goal aims to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunity for all. So the concept of this goal is equitable and quality education for all and eliminate all discrimination in education. So education is important as education is recognized as a main source of human capital investment that has significant impact towards a country's socio-economic growth. So this will be a long-run relationship between education and social economy, which have a positive connection between the growth rate of GDP and the education. So when it comes to Malaysia education system, there are 3 levels, which are primary, secondary, and tertiary level. So 6 years for primary, 5 years for secondary, and 3 to 5 years for university study. So opinions on the Malaysia education system will be discussed in this project, and the opinions are included in personal and opinions collected from the surveys we did. So although the school enrollment rate is almost at 95%, Malaysia's academic system is still not perfect, and there are still many children unable to access to school. So based on the research by United Nations Children's Fund Malaysia in Sabah, 22,560 of primary school age children are out of school, and I believe that this not just happened in Sabah but also in another state. In this project, we will show the issue in implementing SDG 4 in Malaysia and improvement that must be made and what effort that have been done to achieve the Sustainable Development Goal number 4.
Hi, my name is Sarah, and today I will be explaining about the significance of the study. This study serves to be significant as it is to identify the issues that current policies have regarding the education system that do not serve both the privileged and underprivileged communities in equal amounts. Not only that, but this study will also prove the importance of quality education to a developing society, allowing a much convincible policy to be implemented by the masses. Furthermore, this study explores new and improved alternative policies that will reduce the number of uneducated groups in Malaysia, which will allow these groups to overcome the poverty barrier that they were situated in a socio-economic outlook. By recognizing these alternatives that improve the current educational standing among citizens of Malaysia, this will bestow equal opportunities to the people of Malaysia that will increase the number of skilled persons in various fields of work, resulting to an exponential growth in employability rates.
UN's SDG 4 aims to decrease student dropout rates worldwide by half, and in fact had reached the development rate of 91% by 2015, although high levels of poverty in certain countries around the world had slowed down the rate. But our country's education system has aimed to eliminate the gender and wealth disproportion and provide equal access to all children for quality education. But despite whatever effort we have made, we still perform abnormally low in reading and writing skills compared to the 65 other countries above us. And this is due to various concerns regarding our education system, such as the number of children who still can't go to school due to poverty, despite various schools being built just to overcome that barrier. And additionally, till this day, we still can't decide on the ideal medium language to be used in school, despite us being a multiracial country. And teachers are being given administration tasks instead of focusing on their teaching and educating work. And with our current system, children have become fearful and scared of school because it is seen like a battlefield where they could be humiliated on if they were to fail. So quality education means focusing not only on academic performance, but also on individual skills and personality attributes, as these could contribute greatly to our economy. But how? Simply by increasing the human capital. But sadly, our current system lacks an effective teaching and learning method for this. Thus, we are led to our 3 research questions. Why is quality education important to Malaysia's socio-economy? How will education impact the socio-economic performance in Malaysia? And what are some issues faced by Malaysia's current education system?
So, for our background today, we'll be talking about SDG 4. SDG 4 solely focuses on the improvement of quality of education in Malaysia. So, I'll be talking about the goals of SDGs. By 2030, ensure all girls and boys complete free, equitable, quality primary and secondary education leading to relevant and effective goal for learning outcomes. By 2030, ensure all girls and boys have access to quality early childhood development, care and pre-primary education so so that they are ready for primary education, ensure all access for all men and women to affordable and quality technical, vocational and tertiary education including universities, substantially increase the number of youth and adults who have relevant skills including technical and vocational skills for employment and decent jobs and entrepreneurships, eliminate gender disparities and in education and ensure equal access to all levels of education, ensure that all youth and substantial proportion of adults, both men and women, achieve literacy and numeracy, ensure that all learners acquire the knowledge and skills needed to promote sustainable development including among others through education for sustainable development and sustainable lifestyles, human rights, gender equality, promotion of culture of peace and non-violence, global citizenship and appreciation of cultural diversity and the culture's contribution to sustainable development.
So now it's time for our methodology part. For our report, we critically analysed 24 literature sources, 23 of which were articles, research papers, reports, etc. pertaining education, quality education and socio-economy, and also one survey we conducted amongst Malaysians who have experienced the mainstream local education system. So we analysed these sources as they contained information that could prove the linkage between quality education and our socio-economic performance. As SDG 4 is aimed especially towards children, we decided to analyse the thoughts and opinion of children and the youth in their endeavour for knowledge and a brighter future in order to clearly see its potential impact on Malaysia's socio-economic performance. Additionally, from our short survey, we asked our respondents on the fruitfulness of our education system, their opinions on it, their awareness on education as compared to quality education, and the accessibility of education to all children, and if our system, as it is, can promote the spirit of lifelong learning.
Quality education is defined as education that teaches the children in turning into a functioning and beneficial citizen for the country. So education shouldn't just be measured by the children's test score or reading ability as an individual entirely regardless of background. Besides, quality education provides policy for access to school, a safety learning environment, and a healthy lifestyle for all children. So this is very important for a country to provide quality education to children, as it can directly benefit the country's social economy in the long term. So the relationship between them is the higher the workers' education level, the higher the human capitals, and more ideal producers in order to improve the productivity of the products. Therefore, more academic output producers for the country. So besides that, children with high quality of education can easily break down the poverty for their low-income family. So this is true because better working opportunity provided for children with high education. So this is why World Bank's Malaysia's academic monitors say that high-performing education is a key in turning Malaysia into high-income and sustainable country. So education is important as it can boost the academic for the country.
Now I will be listing the issues that the current education in Malaysia faces. Firstly, the education system encourages unregulated learning institutions at extortionate prices. This comes when private learning institutions take advantage of the demand in degree qualifications and will offer unrecognized degrees at overpriced prices. Not only that, there is also systemic racism in the education system that only favours the Bumiputras. This in turn will cause a severe setback among those who do not fall in this category to jump extra hurdles to earn a degree. Next, the pandemic has shown extreme differences in between low and high income groups, as those who are in the lower income groups are unable to afford gadgets for virtual online learning, which does not allow them to have access to education. This is similar to the next point, whereby the lack of development around rural areas make access to schools equally difficult. Lastly, there is a non-holistic approach to teaching and a stigma of poor grades. This does not make students internalize the importance of the content in the syllabus due to the fear of getting poor grades.
So for improvements on education system, we have three sections: governing body, education material, and educators. So first off, the governing body is Minister of Education should not be a political figure. According to the law, the government should be changed every 5 years based on general election. So the new minister will come up with new policies, and it will take a long time to be implemented. So it's a waste of training for years but no implementation. So the second one, the state government should oversee the the schools because it is easier to manage and give out the incentives to the teachers. And for the third one, all schools should receive equal education for infrastructures and teaching and learning materials. The last one is lowering the school fees for unfortunate families because poverty is the main issue in rural areas. So lowering the school fees would highly encourage the students to go to school and participate in teaching and learning progress. So the next section is for education materials. First off, the education system should develop more on children's basic skills and basic knowledge. In example, sign language should be included in curriculum because it would create an awareness for the disabled students and they would not be left out in their learning progress. And for the second one is reconsider exam oriented system because our current rate is not constant and it would be lowered in order to allow more students pass with good results. So the grade did not reflect the students' intelligence. So it should be reconsidered at least for certain subjects. And the last part is for the educators. After a few years of teaching, the educators should be sent for retraining, keep up to date for the trend and style of teaching. They should have more passion in teaching because they would be a great influence for the students to participate in teaching and learning progress so that they have more interest and they would be more encouraged to participate in learning, would be much effective for teaching and learning progress. Thank you.
Now we have reached the conclusion part of our video. This report was aimed to answer three main research questions, which include the importance of quality education to Malaysia's socio-economy, the issues that are currently present in Malaysia's education system, and improvements that can be made in the system. It was identified that policies on quality education should be implemented in Malaysia's education system as it encompasses aspects that are vital to produce a progressive society, such as social, enthusiastic, mental, physical, and psychological skills. This research report has successfully answered the research questions with thorough detail and hope this research report serves to be informative for promising changes to be made in the education system in Malaysia. And with that, we thank you for watching this video.